Okay, you can take your time.
All
All
right.
right, we're live now.
We are live now, so thank you,
Mm-hmm.
and welcome everybody. So today the class is basically about describing people. We've
Mm-hmm.
done one about adjectives before, more about personality. Today is a little bit of the physical characteristics. All right, so we can take a look. Thanks, Ken, for sharing my publication, my my
Oh,
post
you're
on
welcome.
Facebook. It just popped up on my screen. So good. All right, well, let's get to the presentation. Let me get it up here and make sure everything is perfect first. Unit 9. That is not the correct one I'm looking for, so this will be just a second. But here we go. All right, so give me about 2 seconds here. Or 3, 4 seconds. Perfect. Okay, so this is the first one that I want to talk about. Appearance, okay? What's the first thing you think about when you see someone, okay? Or if you're talking to someone next to you, say, hey, did you see that person? And then you describe maybe what they're wearing, maybe something that's different from everyone else around you because it makes them kind of stand out. You're like, oh, hey, look at that person. And so these are the different kinds of ways that we can do that, all right? So we can focus on their height. Maybe they're super tall or super short. Their
Mm-hmm.
build. Does anyone understand what build means in relation to people? Build.
It's like physique, for boys or men. The body type. I think.
So for women and girls as well. And
Yeah.
then facial features. So this is your bodybuilding. Yep, that's probably related. Yes, thanks, Knock. Facial features, if they have big eyes, small eyes, big nose or not, small mouth, things like that. And then their hair. Okay, so we'll look at different ways of describing that. Would anyone maybe choose any other part of the body or physical appearance to talk about when trying to describe
Hands.
someone?
Hands. I like hands. I don't know.
Okay. No, that's fine. It's not very noticeable. It's not a very big part of the person. So maybe wouldn't focus on hands because did you see the person with the hands like um I think that might be a little different. Like the small hands or maybe long fingernails, I should say. So I think hands might be a little difficult, but if that's what you want to focus on, that's fine. Any other comments?
So if the person say build person maybe kind of build up body or something, or just the meaning of body.
The build is just what Raccoon was saying. If it's a petite person, someone who has a very small body frame, for example, or if a person has really big bones, or if they're really strong, if they
Shape.
have kind of like that, exactly.
Okay.
If they have like a sports person's body type, for example, they're very strong and they have a lot of muscles. So we'll look at different adjectives for that. So why don't we go to that next page then? All right. So these are different things that we can talk about. So height, obviously, we have tall and short. Those are the two most famous adjectives for height. And then we can say medium or average height. What does that mean? They're basically the same height as everyone else around them. Or they're not, very tall or very short. Okay? Any questions about that? Okay. Oops. Someone else say something? Okay. Perfect. So like I said, this is pretty basic. I think we've all learned this before. So now we'll look at the build category. So here we have, again, the shape. So we can have overweight, for example. They are heavier than the average person. A bit overweight is just a tiny bit heavier than maybe an average person. We can also say well-built, which is more of that sport type. Okay. And then slim and thin. Okay. Slim and thin are synonyms. Does anyone think there's a difference between them? Because I'm trying to think. Yeah, underweight. I think in that case, underweight, Garrett, actually has a negative connotation with it. That's for someone who is sick or has a disease. So I wouldn't use underweight. Unless you're talking about a sport, for example, like wrestling or boxing, where they, when they weigh the people, so they could say he's coming underweight. I don't know, whatever. So, but normally we wouldn't say that, Garrett. And I'm very glad that you did, so that other people know as well. So that's great. But slim and thin, to me personally, there's a slight difference, but I don't even know how to describe the differences. All right. Slim would be like no body shape, like just a very slim body, not a lot of bumps or anything like that. Okay. And then thin would just be a person who is very skinny. Okay, I would say. All right. So there's a little difference, but not a ton. All right. Any questions here? Well-built, smart. No, well-built means strong, okay? Well-built is someone who goes to the gym a lot, all right? And so they have a lot of muscles and things like that. So that's basically it, all right? All right, any other questions about these vocabulary words? Anything that you want to talk about? I mean, there's many different builds that people can have, but again, these are just the basics. Okay. No? No more questions. Okay. Well, that's fine. So facial feature, I am so confused about slim and thin. Okay. Slim and thin. So for example, someone who's slim does not have a lot of curves on their body. Curves. Which is smart. Smart would be more the adjective to describe someone. Someone who's fit, I would say someone who's fit is well built, and that's okay. It doesn't depend necessarily on their body frame. Like I said, female or male. Men have curves, for example, but some people who we say in English are, I'm not trying to be offensive either today, so flat as a board. If you think of a piece of wood, it's very just straight down. There's really no curves. Obviously, women, for female, is also well built, of course. Absolutely. Right, all of these adjectives go for everybody, for men and women. So if someone's slim, they don't have a lot of curves. They're just very slim. And then thin could be a person with a big body frame or a small body frame, but just skinny. Okay, so skinny and thin are the differences. Okay, so Knock understands that. I'm hoping everyone else does as well without going into too many more details. So good. Cats are perfect. They don't fall into any of these categories. Okay, so facial features is left blank, but that kind of leaves it open for us to talk about that, okay? So when you think of someone's face, what's maybe the first thing? I was saying, Ken, I can't see what that is. It's so small. Are they cats?
Sorry. Yeah, cat footprints, I think.
Oh, footprints. Okay,
Yes.
I got it. Thank you. So facial features, when you look at a person, what's the first thing you're going to see?
I think you, in my case, eyes.
Eyes, okay. Anyone else?
Are we talking about like and dislike of appearance?
No, just physical appearances.
Or
So
what the
anything-
thing which we look at first? in first meeting. That's the thing.
Well, yeah, on the face, because we're talking about facial features, and so things that are only from the chin up to the hair. And your hair isn't even included because your face is just the front part of your head. All right, so we have limited options here. Okay, so we have eyes, nose, and mouth basically. Unless someone has, for example, we have something called a birthmark. A birthmark is, just like a spot on your body that maybe is a little darker or even lighter, depending on your skin color, that you just had from birth, and there's no problems, but it's just a birthmark. And I don't know how to say it in Spanish, not that that would help. And then, or if someone has, for example, a mole on their body that's very noticeable, which if you notice a mole first, it probably isn't the best thing to say. But moles are those little brown dots on your body. Okay. Things like that. So Garrett's different kinds of birthmarks. Yeah, I'm sure they are, whatever they're for. But Garrett's, what's the first thing you notice? It's hard to tell. I think eyes would be it too. Unless their nose is relatively different. But I would think eyes. Garrett's, what's the first thing you see?
I haven't thought about that, but I just try to observe the personality.
Okay. Well, that's actually probably the best thing to do. So good. Knock, what about you? When you see someone, what's the first thing you kind of notice, when you meet someone for the first time?
Sorry? When I meet someone for the first time.
Yeah. On their face, what do you notice first?
Eyebrows.
Okay. Perfect. Something different. Very good. And so what do you notice about eyebrows? What are you looking for with eyebrows?
Well, I say if a person have eyebrows, beautiful or not.
Okay.
I mean, is it black or what color is it of their eyebrows?
Mm-hmm.
Some of my friends, their eyebrows has brown, but the others have black.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Well, interesting. I hadn't thought of that. Garrett says the shape of the eyebrows, thick or thin. That's very true. So good. And then Raccoon, are you back? And away. Maybe not. So good. So facial
Maybe
features.
he's talking to his friend.
Or what about in general? What are things that people notice in general when you first meet someone? I might notice the shape of someone's face. Or I think it's everything, honestly. You kind of analyze everything at the same time. Their height. Because sometimes people here in Spain are really short. And it's surprising. But then their facial structure, I think, maybe it's a little bit of everything. Any comments about that?
Yeah, I heard that's kind of getting general, how can I say, understanding or feeling it's very difficult to get a computer AI because they need part, they analyze the part. They can do that very well, but human can more general, how can I say, organize that information. Such kind of things, humans much better than AI.
Okay, interesting.
Maybe we feel the atmosphere as well as a part of the body or also atmosphere of the body.
Okay. Well, good. Well, actually, let's look at this last category here, hair. And actually, there's nothing under short and curly. So we have long and straight, medium length and wavy, short and curly. All right, so we have 3 lengths, long, medium, and short. And then different hair textures, maybe I can say. So straight just means that it's just straight. There's nothing else there. Wavy how do I explain wavy? Your hair is not straight or curly. It's in between. And then curly is obviously curly. Do you have questions about that? My hair, for example, is straight. I actually straighten my hair every day. Or in Garrett's picture, for example, that's straight hair. Okay, and then no one's really helping me with the other. Maybe Raccoon has a little bit of curly hair or wavy hair, but it's difficult to see from the picture. So, any questions with this? No? Okay. Well, that's good. So, let's see. So there is some mistake. Here it is. Yeah. Okay. So when preparing this, I had seen that there were some mistakes. So I did have more prepared. However, we don't have any pictures. So if we see a person, a picture here, but there's a picture of a tall and thin person, and then we have to choose. It's a little bit not super fun. So it's the same with this one, and this one we just don't know. So, and then this is a listening, which we can't do. So, and then the idioms, which is a different thing. So what I have here is a different presentation. So let me stop screen sharing with you at the moment. And now I'm going to get a different one. Now we had started this the other time, different time, and I just want to look at some of these pictures again. Okay, so this is to describe people basically. And so actually there's 4 of you. I don't know if Raccoon is there or not, but Ken, why don't you go ahead and describe any one of the people? All right, and then we can try and guess if it's, we could say 1, 2, 3, or 4. 1 is the boy on the left, and then 2 is the girl, 3 is the boy, and 4 is the last girl with the blue jeans or whatever. All right, so go ahead.
So the other people guessed what I'm talking about. Who are
So
okay.
Describe the person a bit. No, don't just say it's a boy and he's wearing blah. Try and do the physical characteristics because they're all relatively similar. Okay.
Okay.
That's your challenge.
A person has browny hair apart and black hair other part. Got it? More information?
Go ahead and repeat, okay?
Okay. Probably person died. That person, that its hair, a bit browny, a bit brown-like, part of the person's hair. That's the person I'm talking about.
Can you repeat the first part?
A person died. The hair. Hair died. Sorry. Yeah.
What about their facial features?
Facial features. The person has 2 eyes, 2 eyebrows, 1 nose.
Oh,
1
really?
mouth. And I see the 1 ear through this picture. I cannot see another ear through this picture.
I only see 1 ear on every person, Ken.
Oh, really? Oh my God. Right. Also, okay, big hint. The person wears t-shirt. But it's not facial.
One
It's
moment.
a body part.
Oh,
I made a mistake. It's not a body part. Okay. His mouth is open, but everybody's mouths are open. And
Can you terrible at this?
it's difficult.
Can you see the person's eyebrows?
Eyebrows, yes. I think the person's eyebrow a bit kind of shaped. The person's shaped eyebrow a bit.
Did you say
not a
he
natural
shapes
eyebrow.
his eyebrows?
I maybe I should not say the gender because it's a
That might help us
So-
because all of them look relatively similar.
yeah.
Are you,
Yeah.
are you talking about the guy
Yeah.
on the left?
Yes.
Okay. At first, I thought it was the girl on the right because you said dyed hair. Now that I made the picture bigger, I can see it. So let me just go to here. So you can see his dyed hair is here. All right.
Yes.
Oh, what did I do? And then his mouth is open. You see one ear, shaped eyebrows. All right.
Yes.
So good. Good. Well, thank you, Ken. That was a challenge.
You're welcome.
Good. Perfect. All right. Any volunteers next to describe the next person?
The guy in a brown jacket.
Oh, you're not supposed to tell. It's supposed to be a surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So pick someone else, Raccoon, if you want, and go ahead and describe the person. Don't tell us. Well, we've already done the guy in the white shirt, so maybe it would be best to not do him. So you can choose one of the girls to describe, okay? So you're trying to describe the person in enough details that we understand who they're talking about without telling us directly, okay?
Okay. Let me see. Well, I like her hair. I don't know. I don't really know how to describe her. I mean,
All right.
I like the way her face looks. I mean,
Well,
it's
how
kinda
does
short.
her face look? If you like her face, that's great. But what does she look like? Her physical characteristics?
I don't really know how to describe it. I mean, she
All right.
has.
Well, if you want, yeah,
ahead.
they all have similar features. For example, let's work on this together. So the girls, how are we going to tell the two girls apart without talking about what they're wearing? Okay. So they both have.
Well-
Garrett, do you know what their hair on their forehead is called? Do you remember?
Like fringes or bangs?
Like that? Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to look for there. Okay. So you have fringes or bangs. Okay, so fringe, actually fringe, I think in singular, is in British English and bangs in American English. It's the hair on the top of their forehead. So their bangs are different.
Mhm.
Okay, one has maybe side bangs and the other one has full bangs. That's one way we can tell them apart. Another one, Knock would probably notice. One, we can't tell where her eyebrows are. I don't see her eyebrows. The one over here. Let me try and make this bigger. Did that do anything? Yeah, but now it's, I don't know how to move this now. Oh, wait a second.
You can just,
This is maybe-
you know.
I'm bad at technology, so that's part of the problem here. So, so again, the girl here, you can't see her eyebrows because her bangs cover them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Also, this girl has something here in her cheek. Does anyone know what that's called?
Dimple. It's called.
Very
yeah,
good.
Dimple.
That's a dimple. So good. All right. So those are some ways. Also, the girl with the side bangs has earrings. So that might, it's not, okay, I know it's something she's wearing. Sorry, that's probably not what we're looking for. For eyes.
Black loafers.
Black
I said
loafers.
black.
That's true. I do see those. Loafers are a type of shoe. I think one thing we could talk about, their noses look relatively similar. So maybe, and they're both smiling.
They are
Their
all
eyes.
from, I think, Korea or Japan, maybe.
Ken, can you help us with that? They do all look Asian, if that's the correct term. I believe it is.
Yeah. For me, they seems like a K-pop stars or K-pop Korean models in the on the campus.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for your expertise, Ken. So good. Well, I think that's fine. Let's try and look for a different picture here. So I need to minimize this, to its normal size. This is going to be a little difficult to describe physically in this one. Now, we can describe a little bit about this person. So let me make this a little bit bigger here. We're not talking about what she's drinking. Okay, so Garrett, why don't you describe her for us? All right.
Like what's she doing?
No, physically. I mean, we see part of her body. We can see her hair. So describe things that you can. That's possible.
She's got 2 shades of colors. I would say the first one is dark blonde and other part is light. Or
White or blonde?
Dark blonde.
Okay.
First part of her head, like she has 2 shades of hair color.
Mm-hmm.
And she has fair complexion, as I can see, and she is a little bulky, maybe.
Bulky.
I can't say that she is got she is slim, because I can see her bicep. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's just trying to assume that she works out a lot, but she just watches it and having a cold drink and increasing her calories.
She's overweight. She's definitely not overweight. I would say she's got a fit body. She's fit.
Well built, I think.
I'm sorry?
Well built. Well built.
Well built, yes. Using vocabulary from today, well built, okay? Because like you said, you can see her bicep. You can see that definition. So obviously she does work out. And she's relatively petite. She's got a small body. I mean, you can see her arm is relatively small. So I think she's well built. Slim, maybe. I mean, we can't really tell she's slim or just thin. So good. And I like the hair comment. Yeah, it's two-tone, I would say. Two-tone hair. And near the roots is what you're talking about with the brown, and then towards the end of the hair where the ends are blonde. So good. That's perfect. Any questions or anything? She has wavy hair. You know, this might be curly. Gareth, what do you think? Wavy or curly?
Curly, I would say.
Well, she obviously has straight hair before the ponytail and then curly after. It's a little bit too curly to just be wavy. No, but good try. I mean, there are different degrees of curliness, so that's fine. Good comment, Knock. Thank you. So, Knock, let's find one.
She has used big rolls, I would say.
She has used big rolls for her hair. Or maybe it's natural. Oh, I don't think there's any more pictures here. Let me go back to the opposite. Again, this I didn't have. All right, well, Knock, do you want to try one of these people? To describe one of them? Knock.
Hey.
Hi. Do you want to describe one of these 4 people? Obviously, we've done the 2 on the left side. Or if you want, you can also compare the other 2 on the left side, okay? There's lots of opposites there, but you can do whatever you want, okay?
Okay. Well, I describe a person and you guys try to guess who the person is.
Yep, that's fine.
Yeah. Well, the person I'm going to describe is the person has black hair. Yeah. Black eyebrows. he has a very cute smile. um, and yellow skin. I think he is fit, not fat, not slim or thin. And his eyes are cute, small. His eyes are small, not really big. Do you know who the person?
I think we do. Why don't Garrett and Ken tell us who they think it is?
You go ahead, Ken.
So yeah, I think the guy who wear yellow shirt. His hair
Yeah.
color is a bit hint. You know, yeah. Only he didn't dye
Brown jacket,
hair.
right?
Yeah.
Mark, is that true?
Yes. And
Alright.
at the beginning, I said that a person who has black hair, and you guys can guess the person is. It is.
Yeah, I knew it from the beginning. And then you said he. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So good. Perfect. Well, that's fantastic. So I think we did great describing people using the vocabulary from today. The last time I did this is just the adjectives class that I had back in February. So what I'd like to do is there's some that we didn't get to. Let's see. So I'll go to, I think, slide 9. Okay. So now again, these are adjectives describing people, but not physically. Okay. So I think we can just continue with this because it's very similar. All right. So Ken, can you please read this page?
Okay. Generous. Someone who likes to give things to others and spend money on them. Mean. Someone who doesn't like to spend a lot of money on anything or anyone. Did you know? Mean also has another completely different definition. Someone who is not very nice to other people and often insults them.
Exactly. So yes, so mean has 2 different definitions, and I actually, when I think of mean, I think of the last sentence on here. Okay, so I think of someone who's not nice. Now in British English, they say mean is someone who just doesn't like to spend a lot of money in general. Okay, and so that was quite confusing to say, oh, this person's mean. Like, actually, they're kind of nice. Like, no, money. I'm like, oh, okay. So this is something that was new to me. Does anyone have any questions?
Yes, in British English it means stingy. So
Yes.
British, what do British say for me? Another meaning of
I don't know.
okay.
Let me look up quickly in word reference. Stingy. I'm guessing they would use the same thing. Yeah, there's not really anything. I don't see anything in word reference. Let me look it up kind of in Spanish maybe, and I'll see if there's a difference the opposite way. Stingy or mean, less formal. No. There's tight-fisted as well, which that's definitely British English, tight-fisted. Tight-fisted. So that, I don't know. And tight-fisted, I thought that word meant that they were angry because they were holding their fist very tight. And that's not true. So, so good. Any other comments or questions? So Ken, I think stingy is universal.
Oh yeah. So and
actually not stingy. Stingy is that the definition of mean in this case, that someone doesn't want to spend a lot of money. Maybe they have money, but they don't want to spend it. Okay. It's a good question. All right, well, let me get back to this and we'll take another look here. So Knock, you're next in line. Can you go ahead and please read this track or this slide for us, please?
Me?
Yes.
Okay. So, relaxed. Someone who is very calm and free from tension. Irritable? I don't know how to pronounce this word.
Okay, it's irritable.
Okay, thank you.
No
Irritable. Someone who is very easily annoyed by someone or something. Polite. Someone whose behavior is considerate and respectful. Rude. Someone whose behavior is offensive or disrespectful.
Good. Yeah, offensive or disrespectful. So very good. Are these new words for anyone? I think relaxed might be something very common. Polite might be something that's also very common. But irritable and rude might be maybe new for someone. So Knock, have you seen these words before?
Yes, I have seen this word before, but the second word, this is the very first time I have seen it.
Okay. Well, fantastic. And so you understand it, right? Irritable is someone that's,
Yes,
you know,
I understand
someone...
it now.
Just trying to think of an example. Someone who's not happy and just, you know, like it says, annoyed by someone or something. So very good. Any other questions here?
No.
All right. Well, very good. So let me go to the next slide here. There's not many, but so Raccoon, actually, why don't you help us read this one, and then we can get all participate in the next slide, okay?
Okay. Yeah. The first word is cheerful. A person who's very happy and friendly. And the second word is moody. Someone who has unpredictable changes in mood, often sad or down.
And what does down mean in this case?
You know, who's not really enthusiastic about anything, or yep.
Good. So down, yeah, it does mean really sad. Interesting. I'm surprised that, I mean, maybe you can understand it from the context or something, but I didn't expect you to know that. So let's...
Okay.
No, that's great. That's great. What I want to do here is, we don't have the list. So let's read these quickly again. Actually, I might write them down. So we have generous and mean, and then relaxed, irritable, polite, and rude. And then we had cheerful and moody. There we go. Perfect. So let's talk about the positive ones. And actually, I should probably type these so that you all have them as well. So generous, mean, relaxed, irritable, polite, rude, cheerful. Can't remember the last one, moody. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think that's it. So good. Okay, so we have column. We have outgoing, relaxed, selfish, and careful. Okay. Oh, these are from the other part of the presentation. And then for negative, we have moody, rude, hardworking, mean. These are definitely out of order. What were they trying to do here? These are definitely not in order because outgoing is positive, relaxed might be positive. Selfish normally isn't positive, but it can be. We've talked about that in previous classes. And careful is probably positive. However, negative, well, moody and rude, yes. Hardworking definitely is not negative. And mean is negative in either of the two definitions. So with the list I have here, let's talk about generous. Good or bad? It is good. What about mean? I just said it. Mean is negative.
I mean, how do you mean?
Relaxed. Well, mean in either way. If someone's mean to someone, they're not nice, or mean as in they don't want to spend money. I think both of those would be negative.
No, someone who doesn't want to spend money could be a positive sometimes.
Of course, it always depends on the situation. Maybe they're saving money for something, which is perfectly fine.
Yep.
Okay. Relaxed, irritable.
Relaxed is positive and irritable is negative.
That's true. Now, relaxed, I think, could be both, just because it depends on the certain degree of how relaxed someone is. If they're too relaxed, I think it might be negative. If they're like slightly relaxed, I think that's positive then. So I think a lot of these, some of these, not a lot of these, like polite, for example, is positive because the opposite is impolite. And then we have rude, positive or negative. Rude.
Rude is definitely negative.
And then cheerful.
It's positive.
That's very good. And then moody.
Moody is negative. Yep.
I suppose, yeah, it is because it's just unpredictable and we don't know what's going to happen. So why don't we go to this one? All right. And actually, Raccoon, because you had less to read, why don't you read numbers 1 and 2? Start with 1 and we will talk about the answers, okay? And then we'll go to number 2.
Do you want me to fill the blanks as well?
If you want to, if you know the answers right away, that's fine. Do you want to read, Raccoon?
Sure. Yeah. And I would say.
If you don't know the answer, that's fine too. It can be a group thing today.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna read without filling the blanks. Okay. So Jim is really dash because he always pays attention and does everything correctly. The opposite is.
Okay. Does anyone have any ideas? And again, let me just go forward. This is slide number 13. Okay. This is a list that we had from the beginning, that from a different class. Okay. So we have careful, outgoing, hardworking, sharing, generous, relaxed, polite, cheerful, careless, shy, lazy, selfish, mean, irritable, rude, and moody. All right, so this is technically the list that we're working off of. So do any of these make sense?
Yep. I mean, we can use careful for the first one. Jim is really careful. For attentive.
Because he pays attention. Yep, for a synonym, that's good. And then what's the opposite?
Not careful.
Okay, that's fine. I almost would have said he's hardworking because he always pays attention and does everything correctly. The opposite is lazy, for example. Okay, so that's one way. What about the next one? Can you help us with that one, Raccoon, too?
Sometimes she is sad. Sometimes she's angry. She's really moody, I would say. And the opposite is.
Let's look at the list again.
Cheerful.
Very good. All right. So thanks. So Knock, why don't you help us with number 3? So you can read, you can answer if you want or not. Okay?
Okay. Okay. 3. She is never bothered by anything and is very calm most of the time. The opposite is.
Do you have any ideas?
Well, I'm thinking Well, I have no idea.
No? Okay.
We can,
Anyone else? Raccoon Ken?
yep. Oh, I mean, we can use relaxed.
Uh-huh. Good. Yeah, I think that's the best one here. She's never bothered by anything. She's very calm. So she's relaxed. And the opposite was?
I forgot. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Irritable.
Irritable.
Yeah.
Irritable.
Good. So perfect. And actually, I was just going to see the definition for irritable is someone who's really annoyed by someone
By
or
someone or something.
Mm-hmm. So good. Oops. Too far. Okay, good. So Ken, why don't you go ahead and help us with the last one, okay?
Okay. She doesn't like to spend money on anything. She's mean. The opposite
Mhm.
is opposite of me. I don't know.
Don't know?
Can
Okay.
you show the chart?
I sure
Me
can.
and generous maybe.
Generous, yeah.
Generous is
Okay. Well, fantastic. And I think we can do this one quickly. What your personally says about you, oh no, listen to someone. So no, that's not true. But that's it. So I can actually do this a different time. Okay. So let's see. So we're basically coming to the end of class. All right. Does anyone have any specific questions about anything that we saw today?
I mean, I've learned this new word. It's, I don't know. Someone wrote it in the chat box. Just wait.
Fringe or bangs?
Print
No?
bangs. Yeah, that bangs. I didn't know that it was called bangs. They were called bangs.
So good.
So, I mean, it was really hard for me to explain everything.
Isn't it
Yeah.
sometimes, you think for me here in Spain, it's easy for me just to translate the word or at least explain it. Sometimes I don't have the exact word. And so, yeah, it can be quite challenging. But, vocabulary classes are good for us and to describe and to use them. So fantastic. I think everyone did a great job today.
Yeah, it was good. I actually liked it. I like being here.
Perfect. Well, our next class is actually next Wednesday because of some things I have to do this weekend. So next Wednesday at the same time, we'll be here. All right. And actually, I can tell you what we'll be talking about. Just get the agenda out here. Okay, different ways on how to express yourself, all right, in English. And actually, this will be a really good class for everyone because everyone's sick of, yes, I do, no, I don't, yes, I have, no, I haven't, all right? So we'll learn different ways that we can express our feelings, okay?
Okay.
So perfect. Well, everyone, we're basically finished. So any last questions about anything?
no.
I
Thank you very
mean,
much.
is it going to be the same room, or you're gonna change the link to the room?
The link changes, yep, every week.
Okay.
How did you find us? With the Intengo website or the Intengo Facebook?
No, actually, someone told me. Jay Smith,
I
hello,
told him.
told me. Yeah.
Okay.
The schedule is
Yeah.
on this site. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you can sign up anymore, though. I think that's finished because I think you had to pay for it. So,
Okay, so maybe new Thomas site. We can check the schedule.
no, that's not done yet either. Facebook is basically the safest way. It's just Intenga.
Almost regularly Wednesday night, also Monday evening here.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, here in Spain it's 3:00 in the afternoon, so at 4:00. So normally Wednesdays is always at this time, and then the other days kind of change. It's either on a Monday or a weekend. It just depends. So
Okay. And coming
Okay.
Monday's class is not available. this week?
No, we don't have
Next
one
week.
on Monday. No, it's going to be on the weekend
Okay.
then. No, it's going to be on the weekend
Okay.
then.
Okay, got
Okay.
it.
Um, let me
So if I
just
want to enter this group, I would just click on this link. I'm gonna bookmark it.
Yeah, this is the Facebook website that we have, and then before the class, I always put the link up once I open the Hangout. Okay, so that's how that works. So I'm actually going to stop the broadcast. So everyone who's watching, have a great day and thank you.